Hi guys, and welcome to Ask a Lawyer channel. Hope you are having a sunny day today. Today, I have 3 new stories for you. The first one is about an entitled sister-in-law who is not planning on moving out from OP's home. Listen till the end to hear my insights. Enjoy the stories, guys, and don't forget to like and subscribe. And don't be shy to leave a comment. My girlfriend and I moved into our first house together in Raleigh in June. It's a small, modest house. 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, and 1,000 square feet. Her sister Jessie and sister's boyfriend Mark were living 45 minutes away in a smaller town with my girlfriend's mother. Mother moved to a mobile home in the middle of nowhere, 90 minutes from our house, near Fayetteville. Both Jessie and Mark had just started jobs in Raleigh, making $15 an hour and $11 an hour. Not rich, but enough to live on. They moved in with us late June. Because they didn't have anything saved up and we didn't want them moving back to Puerto Rico, they moved here to North Carolina in January. We allowed them to stay in our house rent and bill free so they could save and get on their feet, and told them they need to be out by October 1st. Well, apparently, they haven't saved any money. The car they have is a $1,500 money pit. I personally gifted them $500 for a car, by the way. And they have hardly any credit, so they keep getting denied for personal loans. So they've been spending money on car repairs, gas, fancy iPhone Xs, and Uber Eats, and on video games apparently. I'm not sure where else all their money has gone. I haven't asked. But they are also poor house guests. We allowed them to bring their dog, who pisses and craps all over the house. Sometimes they clean it up. They rarely pick up after themselves after taking over the living room. There is only 1 bathroom, and they both spend a good hour in there at a time, each, not together. It's begun to affect my girlfriend and I's relationship. We haven't had S in 3 weeks, and when I tried last night, I couldn't keep it up because all the frickin' dogs were in our room and Mark was walking around. I have started getting irritable and keep bringing it up to my girlfriend that I want them out. I was also so excited to live in my first house with my girlfriend, who I plan on proposing to next week. But I am so frustrated that we have 0 privacy and the house is always dirty, crowded, noisy, etc. Please advise me on how to proceed. I don't know how to get them out without ruining relationships. I am trying hard to be patient and wait it out, but it does not seem like they're ever going to move out. I don't want to just kick them out with nowhere to stay. But there are extended stay hotels and whatnot around. I'd be down to just talk to them and set rules. Such as no more wasting money on Uber Eats and video games, and everything you get from your paycheck you don't need for groceries and gas. Give it to me or my girlfriend so that it can sit in our savings account until there's enough for them to move. Kind of sad that it would come to that, and I don't really want to keep babying them like this, acting like they're damn parents. They are adults and need to get the heck out on their own by themselves. I don't even know. Most of this thread is just me venting. But if anyone reads this, please help. I'm going crazy. I've considered moving out myself to a studio apartment somewhere, but I feel like that would hurt my girlfriend and I's relationship, who, again, I have been planning on proposing to next week. I have the ring and reservations for dinner and everything. If you have any questions or want more information, let me know. If I'm being a whiny brat and unreasonable, let me know. Edited to add. They have been paying $125 a month each for a vacation to Disney that we are all going to next week, which is where I am proposing. Including them in the vacation was my girlfriend's idea, and Mark initially didn't want to go because he was living at my girlfriend and Jessie's mom's house when we reserved the package, and he wanted to save up to move out of her house. My girlfriend, Jessie's mom, did not get along with Mark at all, constantly complaining that he did nothing to help out around the house and just played video games all day, every day. Due to this payment they've been having to make, which was my girlfriend's idea, that hasn't been helping in the whole saving department. So I've been trying to keep that in mind and stuff, but yeah, I should also mention that I'm trying to inflict the least amount of relationship damage as possible. I don't want to leave my girlfriend, and I don't want Jessie and my girlfriend to ruin theirs either. They're close and always have been. I think that OP just needs to tell them to move out by the 1st of October, and that's it. He gave them a helping hand, gave a chance to save money, and it's not OP's problem that they didn't appreciate and use it. He needs to talk to his girlfriend and tell them that he doesn't want them staying any longer and that he wants them gone by the 1st of October. It's not OP's problem where they're gonna go and where they're gonna stay. A bit of background. Me and boyfriend, recently ex-boyfriend, definitely had our share of issues. He really struggled with insecurities and jealousy issues. The idea of me going to the gym alone was one he struggled with. Additionally, certain articles of clothing I wore were also an issue for him. He would get extremely upset seeing other men check me out. He ultimately decided to seek therapy for these issues, determined to fix them. After a long discussion, we decided it would be best for both of us to part ways as he tries to work through his own issues. This breakup occurred not even 2 weeks ago, and of course, still feels very raw to me. I regularly confided in my older brother about these issues throughout my relationship. We are very close. It has been apparent he has discussed some of these issues with his fiancée. I wasn't upset. I understood it was his fiancée after all. I felt comfortable that these discussions were between the three of us. However, this was not the case tonight. Everyone came to our house this evening for a barbecue. This included my parents, all my siblings, and friends of my brother and I. I walked in the door in full gym attire as I had just come from the gym. My brother's fiancée looks at me and loudly announces, "Wow, you really are single now. Look at you, actually being allowed to go to the gym again." Insert annoying laugh here. The room instantly got silent. Everyone looked at me with uncomfortable expressions looking for my reaction. I was so shocked, it took me a second to process what she said in front of everyone. My dad, quickly realizing how uncomfortable I was, changed the subject, and everyone began talking again. I was hurt by this so-called joke, but for the sake of the night, I decided to let it go, thinking that it would be the end of it. Nope. Not even 30 minutes later, everyone is gathered around the table getting food buffet style. She looks at my outfit and announces, "Ooh, you wore leggings to the gym? Must be nice to finally be able to wear leggings again without X's name telling you what you can and can't wear," again, followed by her fake laughter. I instantly felt my blood boil, from anger and sheer embarrassment. I politely corrected her, saying I was always allowed to wear what I like, despite his feelings of insecurities. No one in my family knew these details about our relationship. I had no intention of ever telling them. This was extremely personal to me. I excused myself to the restroom and quickly grabbed my car keys and slid out the back door. As soon as I started driving, I started bawling my eyes out. I know this may seem dramatic to some, but I was really affected by this. I was so shocked and angry by how another adult could ever think this type of behavior was okay. I received several texts asking where I was and saying how I made a scene by leaving the dinner. I only responded to my parents, letting them know I needed a bit of space. I also feel extremely hurt for my ex, as some of his friends were in attendance at this dinner. She has no right to publicly air my ex's very personal issue to his friends or to my family. Am I wrong for abruptly leaving the family dinner and creating an apparent scene? I think OP didn't do anything wrong leaving the party. There's nothing shameful about excusing yourself from an upsetting situation. Quietly removing yourself is making way less of a scene than crying at a family dinner. I think OP should have confronted her sister-in-law, saying, "Do you really think it's appropriate to talk about my private life at this dinner? I don't recall ever confiding in you about my relationship. That's really inappropriate, and I am not sure why you are laughing. My relationship and its issues are not up for discussion, so I would thank you not to mention it again." Also, I think OP should tell her brother how she feels, and she shouldn't share any personal information with him in the future. Update. So as some of you suggested, I reached out to my brother and expressed my frustration and sadness given the whole situation. I was not able to reach him through phone, so I ended up sending him a text detailing all this information. I didn't hear anything from him the rest of the day, so I started to wonder if he was just going to ignore my message. Then, today I got a text from his fiancée saying, "Good morning, my name." I didn't mean any offense when I said that comment the other night. I was trying to make light of the situation and kind of pump you up, make you feel good. Like kind of a yay thing. I should have taken into consideration that we were in front of everyone and I don't know 100% what's going on. I know you were considerate about the Pearl thing, so I should do the same. I do apologize and didn't mean any harm. It won't happen again. Heart emoji. I have mixed feelings about her response. While I do appreciate her reaching out and apologizing, I am struggling to believe she genuinely thought this would make me feel good. Or, in her words, pump me up, right? Because nothing pumps you up like having your relationship issues put on blast and shared to the masses. I received this message 2 hours ago and I have yet to reply. Like many of you suggested, this seems more a tactic for her to persuade how people see me. I do know for certain she is a very judgmental person, which gives me more reason to doubt the authenticity of her reply. For example, I've witnessed on several occasions her be rude to waitstaff, talk down to other people's relationships, lives, and jobs. I have started to speculate she decided to publicly joke about my relationship issues in a desperate attempt to boost her own insecurities. For starters, she does not allow my brother to go out to bars with his male friends because, in her words, those are not activities taken men do. He's not allowed to drive his Camaro to the gym as she believes this will attract other girls' attention. Also, as I'm sure you can conclude from all this, he is by no means allowed to have any female friends. I could go on and on here, but you get the idea. Because of this, I do wonder if she is trying to embarrass me publicly in an attempt to boost her self-esteem. At a minimum, I do believe it makes her a hypocrite. I am also a little disappointed I haven't received a response from my brother. While he obviously relayed the message to her, it would have been nice to hear from him as well. It may not be in my best interest to confide in him going forward. As for my reply to his fiancée, I still am unsure what is the best course of action to take. Perhaps just let it go and only press the issue if it happens again? I have a feeling this won't be the last time, despite what she said here. Edit for clarification. She noted how I was considerate given the Pearl situation. This is my lifelong friend of over 10 years. My brother and my friend Pearl had a brief fling that lasted a few months back in 2012. My brother came to me explaining how his fiancée was very upset that I would share funny stories about me and Pearl's travels together in front of her. I apologized and explained to my brother I had no idea she even knew about their brief fling, given it was so long ago. I was a little surprised he even thought to mention it to her, when he explained she somehow managed to find text messages between them on his phone dating all the way back to 2012. From that point on, I was not allowed to even mention her name around my brother's fiancée, let alone invite her on any family outings, as I used to do frequently. She has even overheard our private conversations between me and brother where I've mentioned Pearl's name, to which she criticized my brother for not completely shutting down the conversation immediately. She's a real gem, I know. Looks like the fiancé does the exact same thing to OP's brother that she is joking about OP's boyfriend doing to OP. She is controlling and manipulative. And OP is also right that she's very insecure. I would respond by saying something along the lines of, I appreciate that you said this. I know that my brother will be sharing things with you as his wife, so please understand that this is being shared in confidence as a family member and should be discussed with me before being talked about publicly. We, 18 female, both wanted to go to a pretty prestigious school in the UK. We are from a less developed country in Europe. And, lo and behold, we both got in. Our problem started in August, when my sister completed her accommodation forms and specifically requested me to be her roommate. Because we have been sharing a room for 18 years. Because we are best friends. Because we are twins. I did not want to. I tried to explain it to her as clearly as possible. This was not going to affect our dynamic or our friendship, just the room we would sleep in not being the same. After some back and forth with our college, I made sure that we would both live in ensuite rooms and have a roommate. Just not each other. My sister was so mad at me, she refused to speak to me until mid-September. I contacted my roomie at the beginning of September and have become fast friends. So we were already super close when university started. My sister got her roommate's email address as well, but she refused to contact her. The girl even sent her 2 emails, which she didn't respond to my knowledge. So university started, and I've been talking to my sister less and less. We study different things. I study business management, she the classics. So none of our courses align. She never calls, she never wants to have lunch with me or go with me to any of the fresher events. At some point, I started pestering her to. Didn't work. I love university. People finally know who I am as a person instead of one of the twin girls. I know my sister is kind of smart and hilarious, so I thought she would have no problem accommodating at university without me. Yesterday, I got a call from my mom. She was furious and told me to speak with administration immediately and have me and my sister share a room again because she wants to completely withdraw and go back home. I refused because I love my roommate, our dynamic, our room, and this new student life experience. This is the first time me and my sister didn't have to wear identical clothes, get identical haircuts, and go everywhere together, and I love it. She told me that if my sister drops out, then I'll have to as well. She pays for my accommodation, so I'm fully dependent on her. I hung up on her and have been on the edge since. Is it my fault that my sister wants to quit her studies? That she doesn't talk to me? My grandmother called me this morning and called me a spoiled brat, and maybe she's right. I don't even know if my sister will want to stay here if we move in together. I don't know what to do. Is there a best solution in this situation? The last thing I want to do is make my sister suffer, but I don't want to give in and let my mom control me. What should I do? I feel like the sister's dependent on OP. I mean, they were always together growing up. OP's sister doesn't know her identity outside of being a twin and doesn't know her support system outside of OP. The reality is that OP cannot hold her hand through life, and OP can't derail yours for her. What OP can be is sympathetic that she's struggling. So maybe that means having dinner twice a week, making sure OP has some one-on-one time with her, and encouraging her to attend social functions for her program, and in time, she will find her place. As for Mom, OP needs to ask her what pulling OP out of school will accomplish, because the answer is nothing. Even if OP goes back and goes to school elsewhere, there is no guarantee that her sister will get in and they'll go on their merry way together. OP's sister needs to make the best choices for her, and the blame can't be placed on OP.